Well, this is the farm I found in Steel Bloom that was sent to me, and we went to try it out. They're about level 19, 18, 19 mages and everything else that you have in Steel Bloom, but they drop pretty good gear. You just come down here to the right side of Steel Bloom. There is a little puddle in the water. It's like darker than the others, and you swim underneath, and then you enter this little area where there's a bunch of fire starters and a bunch of good gear, actually really good gear. That's actually level 10-ish or so. You swim under here, as I told you, you pop up, and then you just go and you start farming the mobs under here. It's a really good farm. We were the only ones here. You might aggro the marauders and other things up top, but I'd recommend having a balanced group of 2 clerics, a bard, and a tank, and then whatever DPS you want to fill. The reason why you want to have 2 clerics is in this clip. You'll see exactly why you need 2 clerics, because if one goes down, you can still do it. In this situation here, this is going to be an unscripted video, actually. Let's get that out the way. I'm trying something new where I'm not going to write anything down. Other YouTubers do the whole thing where they script the content and do stuff like that. I like it, but I also want to just be raw with you guys. I want to be me. I want to present me as me, right? I'm unscripted, I'm unfiltered, and I just say whatever comes to my mind sometimes, but I also curate my thoughts, but also I yap. So we're going to yap, we're going to talk, and if you don't like it, let me know. If you want more scripted content as I go through this ass's journey and figure out what's there, maybe there's a time and place for scripted content, but I just really just want to talk. I really want you guys to know me. I want to know you and everything like that. I don't really want to go into like a heavy edited video and be like, hey, this guy's just editing and doing stuff like that. I don't like all that time. Sometimes I'll watch people that do it. They present clips and everything like that. I like that, but everybody's doing it. Nobody's just being personal on YouTube. So let me be personal. Let me talk about my situations. Let me talk about everything, and we just yap. So it could be like a podcast thing with gameplay overlay, have a conversation about what's going on in Ashes, whatever I feel for the time that I want to upload anything. But as you can see, our group is going through it right now. We are going through it. Also, in this video, it's problematic for me. If you're watching, I stopped using chains at one point. I stopped wanding, but I'm just basically, I'm not mentally fried. I am aware of just trying not to make a mistake because the group is on fire. As you can see, people are dying. I'm trying my best. We have another healer. The other healer went down, and it's just me. And I'm low on mana, and I should be wanding at this point fully. Like, I'm wanding here, but you'll see in points of times where I stop wanding and be like, Tech, why are you not wanding? And I'm like, dude, watching it back, now I can see what I'm doing. So the best part about playing any type of video game that I didn't subscribe to at the beginning was recording your gameplay. Record your gameplay, even if you don't stream. It's beneficial for you. It's beneficial for everybody around you to improve your gameplay, to see what you did wrong in the moments you thought you did well, moments you thought you did bad. You can look back and say, oh, I could do this better. And then it brings awareness for next time. Some of us are visual learners. Some of us are just gifted gamers where we just don't make a mistake ever. I know that's you, but hey, that's not me. I actually make a lot of mistakes. I try my best. The best part about my mentality is I work hard and I keep trying to be better than I was the next day. And I love gaming, so I always try to be better. I'm not the best. I know I'm not the best. I'm older now, so I can't be the best. Well, I technically could be the best, ageist or whatever. Who cares, right? This is very stressful. As you can see, we have 2 people down, right? As you can see, the yap. Remember I told you guys about the yap and talk about things and just going through that? Let's talk about it. So I just want to make sure that everybody's okay. And now we have 3 people dead. It's just me, a boy Torin, and then we have a pug tank, and we have a ranger who's out of mana, and we have a mage who's struggling as well. Everybody's low. Right here, I should have just actually been wanding heavily wanding, but I'm just trying to bait out the fire starter who's targeting me. I'm trying to like dash between the pillars, heal when I can, throw things up. I'm trying not to get locked in animations. So that's actually what is going on right now. You can look at it and say, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I understand. I'm looking it back, I'm watching it right now. So I'm live commenting on my previous gameplay for you guys to see what's happening, but this is a good farm. Loot drops, like I said, it drops level 10. I got these amazing plate boots. The tank was mad about it, but then I was like, hey, I roll need on stuff I need. That's what need and stuff for. It's like, oh, it's plate, it should be for the tank. I understand that. Then I was like, I'm also not, a loot monger. I'll roll need, and if somebody's like, hey, I really need that and it's good for my class, it's plate, I need armor, here, I'll give it to you. I don't care. But if you're like, you don't want it, I'm needing on it because I need it, right? That's the whole thing. And I'm also at the mentality of just going ahead and giving loot away. If you're on Lineth, you see tech, you know I got something for you. You just say, message me and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, yeah. So my last video, I went through the frogs after I posted it, probably about 10 or so hours when after the server came up. I popped over there. Some guy was like, hey man, I watched your video and that's why I'm here farming. I'm like, cool. I'm like, hey, what are you wearing? And what do you have? And he's like, this. And I just gave him one of my old weapons that I had. He's like, that's cool. And then another guy was there. I gave him a mount. You know, I just give things to people. I just like having conversations. I like the community. Right now in Alpha, the community is very, very great. Everybody's nice on Lineth, except for the situations that going on, and besides the point, but we don't talk about that because that's not for this video. But anyways, if you see me around, say hi. You come to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Teknikhul, and come say hi to me. And you also find me on this YouTube channel sometimes. If I stream with music on that I want to jam out to and I'm vibing, there's not gonna be a YouTube stream. Obviously, right? We don't want to get anything going on here. But as you can see, this was a very stressful pull, and I solo healed it with limited to no mana. As you can see, I'm jumping back and forth to and from. Is this distracting? Because I feel like, I don't know if I want to post this because I'm just yapping off over top of the video and I'm hitting the ADHD, ADAD, whatever you want to call it, vibes. I'm hitting everything. So I'm trying to stay on point, but I also wanted to do this because I want to see how it feels and how I like it. If I want to continue doing something like that, it's just for me, right? So if you don't watch it, I understand. Back to the point. This area, overall arcing, is a fantastic spot to farm. As you can see, I hit multiple different topics, right? I forgot my last train of thought, but we're going here. We're staying on this point right here. Focus in with me. Dial in, dial in. We're here. This spot, we farmed it for a while. XP, terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible XP. If you're in for leveling, do not come here. If you're in for gear, that's the second point. Be here. For the clothies and everybody, the gear is good. As you can see, he's arguing with me. And here's the boots. The boots dropped. I needed it. Asked him for it. And then he went on stuff. I'm like, I can't believe you don't want it. He's like, you want it? I'm like, dude, if you look at it, it's got magical rating on it. And it's got a bunch of stats. And as you get higher, people wear plates. So he's just upset about it because I get it now. I didn't know at the time. I didn't know at the time that tanks have been getting the shaft on loot throughout this whole alpha. Things would drop and people need it and just roll town or whatever. And I feel bad that I didn't push hard enough to give him these boots because he really wanted them. I asked him and I just let it go because I felt like I don't want to argue with you, man. I don't want to argue. I don't want to do anything with it. But that's the state of the game right now, where the gear is so agnostic, is that the word? And it's basically available to everybody. So people need upgrades, right? People farm for hours and hours and don't get upgrades. So I don't know what they're going to do about the gear, how we're going to make a community out of this. Is it the scarcity of resources where that's why you're going to farm and kill other people? I don't know. But right now it's been an interesting time that I basically, I don't know, man. It just feels like that is the number one problem I have, is the gearing aspect and knowing when to gear out some other people or not. But if you're not in a full group of your guildies or your friends, it's like, you know, I'm gonna take that, right? I'm gonna take that, you know how it is. But me being the person I am, is I'm a giving person by nature, but I do like gear, right? So I want gear, but I also want to help other people out. But I've geared out like 3 or 4 tanks outside of the one tank I played many hours with that I haven't seen again, right? So I've given them gear and I'm like, at the be, you know, whatever, we just don't get gear, and I just give it all to the tank, and then you just see them poof, and then you hear other tanks horror stories like they're taking gear. And as you can see, my bags, I have a lot of stuff. So that is just my mini rant about gear. It's a problem in itself where people are just complaining about not getting drops, or when drops drop, people are in the mindset of like playing like a World of Warcraft or anything else that basically goes, your cloth, you wear cloth, you wear plate, you wear plate. This game doesn't care about that. Since you can homogenize your stuff, I can be a cleric that wears plate. Now I'm a different class. I don't have the class list in front of me. Excuse me, that's probably Templar, right? It's Templar. I can be a Templar later, after 25. Now I can wear a plate, and now it applies to me. You know, stuff like that. We don't know how the archetype's gonna work, but that's why the gear is what the gear is. And this is the problem early. It's like, hey, gear out your tanks. If you're playing with a tank, gear them out. Give them everything. If you're playing random, use your discretion. That's all I can say. I want to give people the loot because I don't personally care about the loot, because I feel like putting in 300, 200, 300 hours so far in a cleric, I have a good grasp of how to play the class, what to do, how to do it properly, and what I'm gonna do in the future. As you can see, I don't use judgment. I'm mainly using like hot heals, spam heals, and stuff like that. I hate when I drop down my circle and they just move everything. It's infuriating, but hey, it happens. We have a lot of good things in our toolkit, and I feel like we can adapt to any situation at hand. And you want to come here and farm if you want gear. So this was on a Monday, last Monday, when the test went up for Veterans Day. Thank you, Steven. Shout out to, for that, for the extra day. We had a wonderful time. And then into the PTR test that I did yesterday with all the changes. You guys haven't seen the changes? Let me know if you want me to do a video. If you made it this long, type, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Just type hi in the chat. Just type hi, not in the chat, in the comments below. Just type hi. And if you got that, and you can type a message after that. I try to respond to everybody that's there, but we're also going to be trying to do a giveaway. We're going to try to build this community as a pure community that loves the Game of Ashes, obviously PvP and everything like that, but we're trying to bring a positive light to the actual community side of things and not try to be toxic around each other, and try to help each other grow and try to meet each other's dreams and stuff like that. So if you want to stream, you don't want to stream, you want to hang out, you want to be part of something that is actually growing and that people want to be a part of, you know, my community's here. Computer, what am I talking? See, once again, not editing it. So I'm keeping this raw as can be. We are not changing a single thing. And if you don't like it, let me know. If you like it, we'll do more of it. I will get better at this. Is my first one. First yap over gameplay. Let me know how you feel. This has just been a wild time, and I can't stop thinking about this game. I can't stop playing this game. I absolutely love this game. I appreciate you guys all for your time. Sorry for just being scatterbrained. I will actually yap on the next one with a structure, because I realize as I'm doing this, I need bullet points to keep on point. That's all I need. I don't need to write out a script. I just need to be like, hit this topic, hit this topic, hit this topic, end video. That's it. And I guess that's why people don't just upload these type of videos, but I wanted to do this as a test and see how people feel and see if you made it all the way through. So if it's annoying, this is just me. This is how I am. This is pure me. Like, if anybody knows me, they'll be like, yeah, that's Tech. That's pretty much how he is when he talks and rambles, and he can ramble about anything, and he can go into different things, and he gets on point, he gets on his high horse, he gets on his stables, you know, whatever the case may be, we are here. And I just want to say, I appreciate every one of you guys. Be kind to each other, be great to each other. Understand that we have one spot and one chance to do things that are great, and do things for each other. Whether you do something small, whether you do something big, doesn't really matter. Just be happy that you're here and you've done something with your time, and it doesn't have to be matching up to anybody else's, or basically going, I'm gonna be, you know, comparing yourself to other people. Just be you. That's all that matters, is just to be you. Thank you for your time. Sorry for the ramble or the yap. It's been great, and come do this farm, man. It's really, really fun. But remember, XP's crap, gear's good. Have a good one.